Okay, now it's time for your how to spend this last week. Um, and first, let me say that it's no research required, at least for what we're doing this week. It's just thinking back over the course of our time together. Um, I wanted to leave a lot of space for those of you who need to do some catching up to do that. So please focus on all of the stuff that might yet be needed to attend to, and that's fine. Um, and then there's just one sort of discussion piece for this time. And if you can get it in early enough for other people to respond to, that's fine. But I really would like your individual answers regardless. And it's all in the discussion format. It's not, there's nothing to upload or anything like that. So, um, but I want to begin just by making some comments on the opening and closing meditation music. Um, Music that's important to me for reasons that I'll mention. I think I mentioned that certainly that I was ordained a priest in an African American congregation in Durham, North Carolina, St. Titus Episcopal Church. And so when I was, I served there for a while. I loved these people. They were great. I loved the experience of worshiping in that community, very different than the place where I was ordained deacon, Chapel of the Cross in Chapel Hill, which was sort of traditional Anglican worship. It was lovely. Um, it seemed very much like St. John's Cathedral or some other sort of standard um, um, semi-high church places. Um, Great music and all of that. But when I went to St. Titus, I got different kind of music. They enjoyed traditional music, but of course we had Lift Every Voice and Sing and sang other stuff as well. And so the hymn or tune song Marching to Zion was one that we really sang often, and it was a lot of fun to sing because you could clap. We're marching to Zion, and I loved it. And so when it came time for my ordination and planning that, um, I was ordained, by the way, by myself in my sending congregation. The bishop came there, and it wasn't a group ordination is the practice here in Colorado. Anyway, so I chose this piece as the offertory, and it was great fun. Everybody was clapping, and I'm glad we had this caught on video because my ordaining bishop, Bishop Bob Estel, was sort of a traditional Anglo-Catholic, and clapping was not part of his tradition, but we got him clapping, or at least trying to clap, and that was a lot of fun. And so that was my offering up of myself to this ministry. And then the last piece that you'll hear, if you haven't already punched it, Lead Me, Guide Me, was the exit hymn. And again, that was to send me out. That was my that was my conscious choice to say, this is how I want to be sent out. Um, Took a while to find the right kinds of recordings of these. They aren't quite the same as how I remember them at St. Titus, but they do a pretty good job. So what I want you to do now, as we end our time together, is to sort of think back. And what I'd like you to do is what did you learn from your Patronus or your Matrona? You spent a lot of time with him or her. What did you learn? What did you pick up? Um, what did you learn, if anything, from others? Uh, Matronae or Matronae, to use the appropriate Latin declensions of the plural. What did you learn from them? What surprised you? Was there something that confused you about what anybody said about what their helper had to say? Were there Was there anything that dismayed you? I don't know. You may have found them lacking in certain areas, and well, I would have thought that they would have thought about that, but they no evidence. Was there something that dismayed you? You don't have to answer all of these, but just whatever sort of stands out. Um, were there strong points or shortcomings of any of these folks that you discovered? And then did you realize working through all of the various things that we've done over the last 9 weeks, where you feel like you need more information? Um, I know that one of you said, I don't really have a very good grounding in Anglican ethics. You may have felt that in some other places. Some of that may be remedied as you move forward or you finish your time at ILF. Some of it may say, okay, well, I really need to sign up for a class in whatever the area is. And that I think is also a benefit of this class, even though in my mind it was originally planned so that it was at the end of a seminarian's career, not in the midpoint or something like that. So what more might you need to know? Um, your strengths, your weaknesses, and all of that. So really, that's all that I have for the rest of this week. Um, and I hope this has been challenging, rewarding, informative, and that you'll have some time to sort of sit and process and catch up if you need to, but sit and process all of this. There was a lot, clearly, a lot. And it wasn't meant to be content, as I've said over and over again. It was meant to be integrative, and so I hope that it was a good experience. If you've got any questions, anything like that, before we call it quits at the end of the week, please let me know. Many of you I'll see or I have seen. Some of you may be at the diocesan diaconal ordinations in a few weeks on the 29th at St. John's at 10 in the morning. If you can be there, that would be great. I look forward to seeing you. In the meantime, good luck with good fortune. Good luck. Be well for this last week. Blessings.